I was traveling for the games. There were international games, and then I was on the plane, and then I ate something.
What did he eat? Just what exactly did he eat?
My friend just gave me a sweet, and then from there I just...
So that right there is Enock Mwepu, the former Zambia international and Brighton midfielder, who was forced to retire at the young age of 24. It really was a sad situation, especially for Zambians who really adore him and who was their captain. Now, he had gone to seek for spiritual healing from Bondservant of Christ John, whatever that means, but it's from Pastor John Anosike, South African pastor. The main reason for him to seek spiritual healing is obviously because he is disillusioned, he is disappointed with what has happened to him, and he's taken the medical route, and this time around he wants full healing, and I'm pretty sure he believes that that can only come from up above, from a higher being, and that's from God, hence him seeking spiritual healing. Now, prior to him being found with this heart problem, he had traveled to Mali for some international friendly games with Mali, and upon arrival he was taken ill in Mali and had to spend 3 to 4 days in hospital. Now, he wasn't the only player that was taken ill. Pastor was also taken ill the following day after Mwepu was admitted to the hospital. Many Zambians were outraged and thought maybe these two guys just didn't want to play for the national team so that they could not be injured and travel back to their respective Premier League clubs. But we soon later found out that it was actually serious. Pastor wasn't in so much danger in as much as he was taken to the hospital. It's Mwepu who really gave them a scare. Now, the thing with African football is there is a lot of belief in black magic and charms and juju, and most players use that to advance their careers, whilst others use it to protect themselves from injuries and also protect themselves from players that would want to harm them. And many people are of the belief that maybe this is what happened to these two guys who played in the Premier League, the league which is the ultimate club football league. Everyone wants to play in the Premier League, and obviously it brings about a lot of envy from players that have not made it thus far. And so there were those suspicions that maybe their teammates, that's their country teammates, would have tried to harm them so that they could not play in the Premier League anymore. And it's strange that it was these two guys that had to be taken to the hospital. Pastor was safe, but unfortunately for Enock Mwepu, he had to retire from football in October of 2022 after being found with a hereditary heart problem. It was really sad, especially that he's only 24 years old, and he was just newlywed. He had married in January 2021, and then October 2022 his career had to be cut short. You can imagine what's going through his head. He was trying to build a family, and obviously for one to be able to do that, you need to be financially stable. Brighton did come through for him by offering him a coaching job for the youngsters, but I'm pretty sure the pay is lower than what he was getting as a professional footballer. And this is something that he loved to do, that is to play football. And seeing him now looking for spiritual healing just shows you that he wants to get back that former life of his. He wants to be able to enjoy life and to enjoy playing football again. There's nothing impossible with God, and pretty sure God will come through for him. Now, there's been a lot of talk as to which friend gave him that sweet. Which friend gave him that sweet on the plane? I don't think we will ever find out. I don't think he's gonna disclose that. But the person that did it must be wondering, is he gonna be outed? Or did he give him that sweet without any ill intentions? Was it just a coincidence that after eating that sweet, he collapsed? When you come to African culture, any misfortune like illness and death are not alluded to natural causes. The first suspect is witchcraft. Someone must have done this to him. And in as much as you can take the African out of Africa, you can never take that Africa out of that African. We've seen cases of alleged witchcraft or juju use in many players. Paul Pogba. We also saw Adebayo accusing his mom of that. We've seen Senegal, the national team, accused of that. And Senegal's use of juju was laid bare when they played Zambia in the under 20 Africa Cup of Nations, where players had juju around their waists, juju in their ankles, and the Zambians actually gave the Senegalese a nickname, that is the Juju Boys. So juju is prevalent in African football. Black magic is prevalent in African football, and he has reason to believe that maybe this could be spiritual. Having said that, we just wish that everything will be okay with Enock Mwepu. The pastor, that's John Anosike, told him that he had been healed, and many people are looking forward to seeing him play again. But my advice would be he should not disregard what the doctors have told him to do. He should continue taking his medication if there's any that he's taking, and continue going for tests. That's my advice to him.